Let's try and change out some fuel system components and see if we can't get the Evo running a little bit more optimally, yeah? What's up, y'all? Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome to the video, welcome to the channel. Like I said, we're going to be working on changing out some parts on the fuel system, the fuel pressure regulator to be specific, and we'll try to get this thing running a little bit more optimally. It's having some issues right now. If you missed the last couple videos, which I'm sure if you're new here you have, I will be linking those up top and you can check those out if you want to. But yeah, let's work on getting this old fuel pressure regulator off and getting the new one on. The new one is much bigger, and there's not a lot of space where we're going to be putting it, so I'm hoping this thing works. I see everyone put it in this spot, so obviously it has to be able to go there, but we do have a larger intake manifold, things like that, so I'm a little bit concerned about the space, but we will do what we can to make it work and just see what we can do and go from there. Now, we currently have the radium fuel pressure regulator. It's about right there, that little round piece. We're going to be changing that out to the much larger, much more better, apparently, Aeromotive fuel pressure regulator. Now, yesterday I took it out of the box and I went ahead and put the sensor for the AEM gauge we're going to run for this thing onto it so the sealant could be drying and all that stuff. So we got that done yesterday. Kind of did that off camera, but we do have an AEM gauge right here in the glove box. Boom, we did that in the last video. I'll put that up top as well. But yeah, we're going to run that gauge in there so we can monitor the pressure, see what it's doing, all that kind of jazz. But let's work on getting this thing into the car. Like I said, this is much larger, so I'm a little bit concerned, but we'll see what we can do. And actually, first things first, let's go ahead and change out the gauge face on that fuel pressure gauge because the new face has arrived. And let me just say, now, I doubt anyone from AEM will ever see this, but my suggestion for the suggestion box would be if you're going to sell a $200 gauge, and it's dual purpose, oil pressure and fuel pressure, and it comes with a black face already on the gauge, at least put the other black face in the box, and don't make me buy a whole kit that has a silver bezel and white face gauges. I don't care about any of that. I needed the black face, so now I had to order a whole new kit that has one thing that I needed, and now I got 3 extra things just sitting around. Granted, you wouldn't get my extra 20 bucks, but also it would just make more sense to put both black faces in there, and then if someone wanted the white faces and the silver bezel, order the kit. But don't make me buy 3 other things just to get the one. It's dumb. But now that I got that off my chest, let's go ahead and get the gauge out of the car and we'll change the face out. So right now, like I said, we're showing oil pressure and we'll change out this face to show fuel pressure. And there are 3 little screws on the back that will take the gauge apart, and it should be a super quick swap. And boom, just like that, fuel pressure gauge face is on and gauge is back in the car. Now we go under the hood and see what we can do under there. So everyone seems to mount this thing back here on the bracket that has the relays and stuff on it. And I gotta say, how the mount piece is on there right now, we're gonna be like right into the map sensor, it looks like. I don't know about getting the lines to it from there. Maybe if I bend the mount and it kind of tilts it this way, maybe we can do it like that. And it would be kind of angled, but it would at least clear up some space right there. I'm gonna bend this mount bracket and see if I can get it to turn how I need it to turn. I gotta drill out the holes on this thing because the M6 bolt that goes through there is not, it's just too small for that. So let me drill this hole out real quick. Hopefully that worked. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, I think I have this thing bent to where it's in a good position. We're like right under the AC line there. We are clearing the map sensor and all that stuff right there for the plug, and then we'll have the return line on the bottom, obviously, and then we'll have the vacuum line right here coming across to this T. We'll just put that over there. 45, and then another 45, and just put a hose in between this right here. And that will run us into the side over here, and hopefully that will be good. All right, I went ahead and popped on this little rubberized stuff I have from 3M to protect the bracket that we had Cerakoted on the car. So we stuck this on the back of it here, so that'll protect that. Once it's mounted on there, it won't be able to like slide around, it won't scratch up stuff, all that kind of jazz. And so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this bracket back on the car, and then we'll work on putting this thing together with the fittings and whatnot. So this is basically our setup. We got the feed coming in, we go into the fuel rail, out the other side. We're going to go into the other side of the fuel rail though, and then we have the AN line, 6AN line coming up from the bottom on the return. So we got to put this little orb fitting right here in there, and then we can mount the 45s and whatnot to this thing. I think the 45 is going to work on the hose coming from the fuel rail, but I don't think it's going to work on this one. We might have to have a 90 degree. We'll do the other stuff first before we work on this one, but we also have to put in this little block off plate on this side because we're not using this side. So I'm going to go ahead and start assembling all this stuff and getting it put together. Okay, got everything in there. We got the plug on this side, the orb fitting on the bottom, and like I said, I'm gonna wait on this side to put the line on there because I'm not 100% sure the 45 is gonna work, but let's go ahead and mount this back onto the mount and start running some lines, I guess. Would this be a million times easier with the strut bar off? Yes, 100%. Am I gonna take it off? No, I'm not. Why, you ask? I don't know. I'm a glutton for punishment, I guess. I'm not 100% sure, but man, it's tight back here. Okay, it's a little bit difficult to show you, but the pressure regulator is right here. I'm just stuffing some towels down in there and all that just to kind of, it's a little wet right there. Sticky, maybe leaking a little bit. But anyway, we'll fix all that. So yeah, I'm gonna take my little and wrenches and we'll pop off this fuel pressure regulator, put the new end on there, and then hopefully not get gas everywhere. You're not gonna be able to see any of this, but I finally got the return line loose, so I'm gonna turn that thing off, and then we're gonna get some gas probably coming out of this thing, but it'll be okay. Oh, look at that. No gas. A little bit. I'm gonna pull this line all the way out the other side. Here comes the return line. We're gonna put the return line up like this for the time being, if you can see that. I'm not sure if you're in the shot or not, so that way there's no gas running out. Okay, now to get the regulator off, which is all right here. This is the swivel piece the return line was attached to. The regulator is attached to the fuel rail. It's a little dark, I know, sorry, but I gotta get to this nut right here on the fuel rail to take that off of there, and then we should be golden. It's a little hard to show you that, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out, and hopefully it comes off without a hitch. I am so dumb. It just hit me. I never even thought about it. But my fuel rail is 8 AN. The fuel pressure regulator is 6 AN. The 8 AN came right, this attached to the fuel rail. So the 8 AN fuel rail went right into the regulator. So it got reduced to the return line as 6 AN on the way out. So they reduced it inside of here. But now I'm gonna have to do that on the outside because of the 8 AN coming out of the fuel rail and the 6 AN going into the regulator. I don't even know if they have an ORB reducer. I may have to like do an 8 AN ORB on the rail and then reduce it at the regulator. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this here, and then when we jump back, we'll hopefully have all the right fittings. I don't know. We'll see. All right, after several days of waiting, we have the part we need. Hopefully this is all we needed. We'll get this installed, get the lines made, get everything hooked back up, and we'll see where we're at then. This little orb, 8 AN to 6 AN, goes right on the end of the fuel rail. We'll plug this thing in. Yeah, get that out of the way. Get this thing threaded right on there, just like that. Snug it down and move on. And I hope where this is located, the regulator, that the return line we made for this end will get as far as it needs to. Okay, we have our line all taped off. Don't mind this stuff up here. This was from before, but this is our new line right here, right there on that edge. We'll take the grinding wheel, cut that off, then we should have our full line from the fuel rail to the regulator, and it should be good to go. Okay, new line is made. We got the straight end on this end for the fuel rail, and we got the orbed 45 on this end for the regulator. Let's go ahead and install this thing on the car, see if it fits, all that good stuff, and we should be almost complete with putting this thing together. I didn't show much of it, but if you've never done this before, I just put some yellow tape on the end of it. This is all bunched up, but obviously you wrap it around the bottom of this fitting right here, and then when you're putting this end in, you can tell if it's getting separated or not from the line, and start over or whatever you got to do to get it adjusted. But as long as it doesn't like move off of that line, then you know your hose is not getting pushed out. So yeah, got it all put together, super simple. It is much easier with larger lines, but these 6Ans are a little bit tough, but it's not too bad. All right, went ahead and hooked the line up. There's the 45 coming out of the fuel pressure regulator, down through here, wraps around and straight into the fuel rail, right down into there. So everything's hooked up now. I'm gonna go through, tighten everything down, make sure we're not gonna have any leaks, at least the best I can, and we'll turn the key on, see if we can get some pressure going, and hopefully this thing will build pressure and all that jazz, just like it's supposed to. Everything is checked, everything is snugged. I've got the spark plugs unplugged so we can go ahead and turn the key on. I don't know that I need to be worried about starting it and all that stuff, but we're gonna pop the trunk here. We'll flip the switch. Boom, power to the vehicle. Let's go into the car, see if we can get some pressure. In we go. Key on. All right, we got pressure. About 46, 47, down to 42. All right, I think that is solid. Let's go up there and check for leaks. I am not seeing anything leaking anywhere. We can probably trim this zip tie now on the vacuum line, and yeah, nothing seems to be trying to leak, nothing like that. So I'm gonna call that golden. One more quick thing before I forget. He also said to change the map sensor. So we got a new one of those as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop the new 4-bar map sensor into the intake manifold, and then we should be good to go with everything we needed to fix, change, etc. All right, we're gonna fire this thing up and see if it has any high pressure leaks, etc. Shouldn't, but we'll see. All right, well, everything is back together and good to go. Now all we gotta do is get a hold of Desmond, get a fresh tune on this thing, and we should be golden. Cross our fingers. Since this whole project started with the fuel system, we've had baby showers, we got rid of cars. My wife's car is now gone, the X1. I'll have videos coming up soon about what's coming in and all that kind of stuff. Super excited about it. And yeah, just a lot happening around here. We're in the final weeks of the pregnancy. Lots of stuff. So yeah, like I said, we'll get this thing tuned and then we can jump back on the trunk, get that knocked out because that's been way too long of a project, but is what it is. Things pop up and I gotta do what I gotta do. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it very much. As always, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think and I will catch you next time. Bye.